Hello and welcome to the Bookbinders Academy. This is the Static GK compilation series. The topic for today is India 29 states and 7 union territories. We're going to be discussing capitals, state and city nicknames, and location on map for each of these states and union territories. Now, throughout the lecture, I will also be giving you some tips and tricks so that you can better understand the information as well as store it easily. We will also be cutting the information down into smaller pieces. I hope you understand the lecture. I hope you enjoy the lecture, and let's begin. So let's start with the states. Now, 29 states. We have the map of India here. 29 states. It's going to be very difficult to remember everything about all these 29 states all together. It is going to be difficult as well as boring. So what I'm going to do is, I have developed a trick so that you can remember this information in smaller groups and you can remember it easily. So let's just cut this map into 4 different parts. The first part is going to be the northern block. That will be consisting of Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So here we have a northern block. Now let's cut out the eastern block. The eastern block is going to have the 7 sisters. Here we are. Little Sikkim, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha and West Bengal. So here we have that. Now also we are going to be having the southern block. The southern block will consist of Goa, Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Here they are. And then the final block, that is the western block, which will be consisting of the 4 bigger states, that is Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Here we have them. Now let's just name them. The northern block, the eastern block, the southern block and the western block. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to be focusing on each of these blocks individually and then learn them separately. So in that way, it is going to be easier for you to store this information in smaller parts. So let's start with the northern block. So now let's start with focusing on the northern block of India. So here we have the northern block of India. The northern block of India consists of 7 states, that is Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So let me also show you the map of the northern block of India. Now, in this particular slide, what we are going to learn is the map locations. Now, here I have given you a grid formation. The grid formation consists of Jammu and Kashmir right at the top, then Punjab and Himachal Pradesh connected to each other and second. Then we have Haryana, Uttarakhand connected to each other and Uttar Pradesh and Bihar connected to each other. Now what I want you to observe is, we have Jammu and Kashmir, the first block, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, the second block connected to each other, Haryana, Uttarakhand, the third block connected to each other and Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the fourth block connected to each other. So if you remember this grid formation that I have provided to you, specifically in this particular formation, it will be very easy for you to put in the locations for all these states. That is, when you see this first, you know that the first block, the first individual block will consist of Jammu and Kashmir, so you put it right there. Then we have this second block, which is connected, which has 2 states in it, Punjab and Himachal Pradesh. So you place them right below Jammu and Kashmir. The 2 states that we have will be Punjab and Himachal Pradesh. Right below Punjab and Himachal Pradesh, we have 2 states that is again connected to each other, which is Haryana, Uttarakhand, this block. And right here we have that block formation. And you place it here, Haryana, Uttarakhand. And then finally in the northern block, there are only 2 states, that is Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, connected to each other in this particular block formation. And they are here, right here in the grid system. So if you remember this grid system, you're going to easily remember the map locations and you're never going to go wrong. So, and if you don't understand this right now, I want you to pause the video and go back once again and revise this particular thing. Also, in the future, towards the end of the video or towards the end of the lecture, we will be discussing map locations once again as an exercise. So stay tuned and let's move on. See, now that we have finished with the map locations, let's move on to the state and city nicknames and capitals for these 7 states. So let's start with Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir has 2 capitals, Srinagar, the winter capital, and Jammu, the summer capital. But let me just tell you, if you get a question asking which is the city that is the capital of Jammu and Kashmir, then it is Srinagar. If specified for winter or summer, you may answer accordingly. Then the cities that have nicknames are Kashmir, referred to as the Switzerland of India, and Srinagar, the city of lakes. Now, Kashmir is referred to as the Switzerland of India because during winter, the snow-capped mountains and the kind of climate and the environment reminds people of Switzerland, and hence Kashmir is referred to as the Switzerland of India. Now, Srinagar is also happens to be the capital, is referred to as the city of lakes. Now, whenever you find this term city of lakes, there is a glitch. You will never get a question wherein somebody comes and asks you which city in India is referred to as the city of lakes, because there are multiple cities in India that are referred to as city of lakes. So the question here would be which city in Jammu and Kashmir is referred to as the city of lakes. In that case, it is Srinagar. Now let's move on to the next state, that is Punjab. Now Punjab has 2 capitals. Punjab has one capital, that is Chandigarh, and it is referred to as the land of 5 rivers, the wheat basket of India. Now, why is Punjab referred to as the land of 5 rivers? Now, before partition, when Punjab was one landmass, all the 5 rivers, that is Indus along with its tributaries, flowed in the land of Punjab. But today, one part of Punjab is in Pakistan and the other in India. Even today, though, it is referred to as the land of 5 rivers. Now, there are 2 cities that we're going to be discussing in Punjab. First is the Amritsar, which is referred to as the Golden City. Now, why is Amritsar referred to as the Golden City? We all know that Punjab is famous for its Golden Temple. People visit Punjab mainly to, pay visit to the Golden Temple, and this Golden Temple is situated in Amritsar, and hence the reference Golden City. Now, Patiala. Baba Allah Singh happens to be a Sikh Jat chief who set up the royal dynasty of Patiala in the city by setting up the Kila Mubarak fort, and hence Patiala is referred to as the royal city since the royals reside in Patiala. Now let's move on to the next state, that is Haryana. Haryana again has the capital Chandigarh. It shares it with Punjab, and it is referred to as the green land of India or the bread basket of India. Now Punjab or Haryana both can be referred to as the wheat basket of India or bread basket of India. Hence, it is less likely that you get a question like that. But you will definitely get a question asking which state is referred to as the green land of India. In that case, the answer would be Haryana. Now, the city that has a nickname in Haryana is Panipat. Now, Panipat, I believe, is very famous for the amount of wars that have been fought on the land. Even famously, it is said that Mahabharata, the war of Mahabharata, happened in the land of Panipat. Now, but Panipat is not really known for its wars. It is known as a city of weavers and a city of handlooms. It is also called as a textile city, but I haven't mentioned it here, so let me just write it down for you. It is also referred to as a textile city. Now, why do you think Panipat is referred to as a textile city or a weaver city or handloom city? City of handlooms? This is because before partition, certain weavers who had this tradition of weaving in their family, they were living in Multan and Sindh. But after partition, they moved on to the city of Panipat and set up their handlooms and mills there and started producing bed sheets and carpets of fine quality in Panipat. And slowly, Panipat started being known as the city of weavers, and it started becoming very famous for the kind of goods that are sold, these textile products that are sold in Panipat. And hence, it is referred to as the textile city, city of weavers, the city of handlooms. So now let's move on to the next state, Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh capital is Lucknow. Lucknow is called as Shiraz-e-Hind, Constantinople of the East, city of Nawabs, and the golden city of India. Shiraz-e-Hind means Shiraz of India, and there's a story behind this title. Once Firoz Shah Tughlaq, the Delhi Sultan, was resting near the river Gumti, and he saw this vast open area. He decided that he will build a model city there and name it Jaunpur. Jaunpur was developed to an extent where it became a center for Islamic studies, art and architecture, and soon people started calling Jaunpur as Shiraz of India. Shiraz is a city in the Middle East which is considered to be a center for Islamic studies, art and architecture. So hence, Lucknow, which was Jaunpur then, came to be known as Shiraz-e-Hind, and the title remained. Then comes Constantinople of the East. This title is due to the art and architecture of Lucknow. It is said that the architecture style of Lucknow was very similar to that of the style followed in Rome, especially the Rumi Darwaza. So it is called as Constantinople of the East. And then comes City of Nawabs. We all know that from the time when Lucknow was Awadh region, it has been ruled by various Nawabs, and hence the title City of Nawabs. It is also the golden city of not India, it is the golden city of East. So let me just write it for you. It is the golden city of East. Please don't confuse this with Amritsar. Yes. Now let's move on to the next cities that have nicknames. First is Agra. Agra is called as the Taj Nagari. I think this is the easiest to know because Agra is host to Taj Mahal, and hence the nagar in which the Taj resides is Taj Nagari. The next city is Allahabad or Prayagraj. There's a story behind the city too. Akbar had visited the city when its name was Prayagraj, and then called it the abode of God or Allahabad. This Allahabad went on to be Allahabad, and later on the government of India changed it back to Prayagraj. Prayagraj means the confluence of rivers Saraswati, Ganga, and Yamuna. Saraswati is extinct now. It is also referred to as the Sangam city because of the reason that it is the point of confluence between the rivers Ganga and Yamuna. It is also the city of prime ministers. 7 out of the 15 prime ministers that India has had have some connection to Allahabad, and your assignment for today is you have to find all the 7 of their names and comment it down below. Let's move on to the next city, that is Kanpur. Kanpur is referred to as the leather city of India or the Manchester of North India. Kanpur is the leather city of India because of the kind of leather goods that is produced in Kanpur. It's very famous for its leather goods. Also Manchester of North India. Now when it comes to Manchester, again a lot of cities in India can be referred to as Manchester. Manchester of India is Ahmedabad. Manchester of South is Coimbatore, and Manchester of North is Kanpur. It is basically called as Manchester because of the textile industry. But Kanpur today has a very fading textile industry and it does not have much claim to this title. Yet the Manchester of North India is Kanpur. Then comes the next city, which is Varanasi. Varanasi is referred to as the spiritual capital of India, the religious capital of India, oldest city on earth, holy city, city of learning, and city of light. Now, it's very easy for us to know why it would be referred to as the spiritual or the religious capital of India. This is because India is predominantly a Hindu country, and there's a lot of significance to the city Varanasi when it comes to Hinduism, and hence it will be very right to call it the spiritual capital of India or the religious capital of India. Also, Varanasi is one of the oldest living city on earth. It was called Kashi then, and there is no proof as to how old the city is. And it is also the holy city. It has been host to Kumbh Mela, one of the largest religious gatherings, and it is also the city of learning and city of lights. The city of lights reference. This can come from this legend that the first Shivling emerged out of this city and flared into the sky, or it can also be called City of Lights because of this extensive aarti that takes place on the Ganga banks and banks of Ganga, and it is beautiful. It is a lot of light show, and hence the City of Lights. Then comes the state Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh's capital is Shimla and is referred to as Devbhumi or land of God. This is because of the sheer number of temples Himachal Pradesh is home to. Let's move on. Next is the state of Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand's capital is Dehradun. The cities that have nickname in Uttarakhand are Mussoorie, Rishikesh, and Nainital. Mussoorie is referred to as the Queen of Mountains. Anybody who is a fan of Ruskin Bond short stories must have heard of this name a lot. There's a lot of reference to Mussoorie in his stories. And Uttarakhand is a state that is right below the Himalayas. Hence, Mussoorie is referred to as the Queen of Mountains. Then comes Rishikesh. Rishikesh literally translates into to the city of rishis, hence the city of sages. It is the world capital of yoga because all these sages and the saints have been coming to Rishikesh in order to meditate, and they have been teaching yoga and setting up ashrams in Rishikesh. Hence, it is a very popular destination for yoga enthusiasts. It is the world capital of yoga. Then comes Nainital. Nainital is a city of lakes. Nainital has the three major lakes of Uttarakhand, and one among it is called as the Nainital Lake. The other two, I want you to find the names and mention in the comments below. Let's move on to the next state. The next state is the state of Bihar. Bihar's capital is Patna. The state or the city that has a nickname in Bihar is Bhagalpur. Bhagalpur is referred to as the Silk City of India. This is because a special variety of silk, a fine quality silk, which is called as Tassa or Tassar, is developed here and are produced here, and hence it is the silk city of India. It is also one of the big marketplaces for silk. So it's quiz time. Now, in a few minutes' time, certain questions are going to be appearing on the screen. I want you to pause the video, answer the questions, and come back to the video, and then we'll be discussing the answers. So here are your questions. Make sure you answer them on your own, and then come back. I hope you've answered the questions, so let's discuss them. Which city is called the Switzerland of India? Kashmir is called the Switzerland of India. Which city is called the Shiraz-e-Hind? We've already discussed this. Shiraz-e-Hind is nothing but Shiraz of India, and it is the center for Islamic studies. It is none other than Lucknow. Which city is called Taj Nagari? I think this is one of the easiest questions in the lot, and Taj Nagari is none other than Agra, which is the city of Taj. Which city is called the city of weavers? We have already heard the story about how the weavers from Multan and Sindh shifted their base to Panipat. So the answer is Panipat. Which city is called the Queen of Mountains? Which is the state that is coming right under the Himalayas? It is Uttarakhand, and hence the city of which is referred to as the Queen of Mountains is none other than Mussoorie. After the North Block of India, let's move on to the East Block of India. The East Block of India consists of Sikkim, the Seven Sisters, and the four states belonging to the mainland, that is Jharkhand, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. Now let me just show you the map. Okay, we have the map here. Now if you see, there are 12 states in the Eastern Block of India, and that makes it really difficult for us to learn all the map locations. Especially the Seven Sisters is quite confusing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use the grid system once again. If you see, I have made the block formation here, and this block formation is the exact grid formation of this map right here. Only the Seven Sisters portion. Now what we're going to do is, we are just going to place the whole of the map locations into the grid system and learn them as a grid system, and then apply it into the map. So it will be very easy for you to remember the locations. So just remember that right in the middle will be Assam. So if you look at here, right in the middle is Assam. Then towards the topmost corner, we'll have Arunachal Pradesh. Right here, Arunachal Pradesh. And the small landmass here is Sikkim. We have Sikkim here. Towards the right of Assam, this small piece of land is Nagaland. So towards the right of Assam, we will have Nagaland. Towards the left, we have Meghalaya. So we just put block here, yes. Towards the left, we have Meghalaya. At the base, we have Mizoram. And towards the right of Mizoram, we have Manipur. And towards the left, we have Tripura. So I hope you're done with the locations here. It's quite easy. You just have to remember the block formation and apply it directly to the map. Now let's come to the mainland. That is the four states that belong to the mainland of India. So in the mainland, we have West Bengal, which is bordering Bangladesh. Just below Bangladesh, right, just near Bay of Bengal, we have Odisha. Let me just make one more correction for you. It's not Odisha anymore. It's Odisha. O-D-I-S-H-A. O-D-I-S-H-A. Please make that correction and hope you remember this. It's not Odisha anymore. It's Odisha. and I hope you understand that handwriting. Yeah. And just besides West Bengal, we have Jharkhand towards the inner side, and just below Jharkhand, we have Chhattisgarh. And this again, you can also learn the formation of a grid. You can just, yeah, here we have four blocks. If you want, you can also remember it in the block formation. That is, towards the sea or the Bay of Bengal area, we'll have West Bengal and Orissa, and towards the inner land, we'll have Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh. I hope we're done with the map locations. In case there is any confusion, I would want you to go back, pause the video, go back and learn again. Or if you want, you can wait for the video to end. Towards the end, we will be solving an exercise, learning these map locations, revising it once again. Now that we're done with the map locations, let's move on to state capitals and state and city nicknames. The first state is the state of Sikkim. Sikkim's capital is Gangtok. The next state is Meghalaya. Meghalaya's capital is Shillong, and it is referred to as the abode of clouds. This is because Meghalaya literally translates into the abode of clouds, and it is Shillong. Shillong is called as the Scotland of East. This is because when the European travelers visited Shillong, the hills and landscape reminded them of Scotland, and they started referring to Shillong as the Scotland of East. The next state is Tripura. Tripura's capital is Agartala. Then we have Mizoram. Mizoram is referred to as the land of highlanders or molasses basin. The capital is Aizawl or Aizawl. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Now, why is it called the land of highlanders? This is because in the language Mizotwang, Mizoram means or translates to the land of highlanders, and it is the molasses basin reference comes from the fact that Mizoram has a lot of mountains, and between these mountains there are these depression-like deep valleys, and so it is referred to as molasses basin. After Mizoram, we have Manipur. Manipur means the jewel of India, or it is referred to as the jewel of India. This is because Manipur is covered by 9 hills, and right in the middle we have an oval-shaped valley. So it looks like a jewel, and plus Manipur can be translated to jeweled land. So it is referred to as the jewel of India, and the capital is Imphal. Next we have the state of Nagaland. Nagaland's capital is Kohima, and it is referred to as the Switzerland of East or the land of festivals. Now please don't confuse the Switzerland of East with the Switzerland of India. Switzerland of India is Kashmir and Switzerland of East is Nagaland. Now why it is referred to as Switzerland of East is quite similar to why Kashmir is called the Switzerland of East. It is because the landscape reminds the tourist or people coming to Nagaland of Switzerland. So it's referred to as the Switzerland of East. Now, land of festivals. This is because throughout the year in Nagaland, various festivals are conducted, and hence Nagaland is called the land of festivals. Now, the city of Zuneboto is referred to as the land of warriors. And why the city is referred to as land of warriors, I want you to find out and comment below. Next, we have the state of Arunachal Pradesh. The state of Arunachal Pradesh has the capital Itanagar, and it is referred to as the land of rising sun. Now, in the state of India, in the country of India, the state Arunachal Pradesh is referred to as the land of rising sun. But in the world, the country of Japan is referred to as the land of rising sun. So please don't confuse that. Also, why Arunachal Pradesh is referred to as the land of rising sun? This is because Arunachal Pradesh is the northeasternmost state of India, and when the sun rises, its rays first touch the land of Arunachal Pradesh, and hence it is referred to as the land of rising sun. The next state is the state of Assam. Assam's capital is Dispur. Now, there are two cities in Assam that we're going to be discussing, that is Tezpur and Guwahati. Now, Tezpur is referred to as a city of blood. This is because Tezpur literally translates into blood city. That is, Teza in Sanskrit means blood and Pur is city. Hence, Tezpur is referred to as the city of blood or blood city. Now, the next is the city of Guwahati. Guwahati is referred to as the gateway of Northeast. Now, it is referred to as the gateway of Northeast India because In order to go to any state in the northeastern region of India, you have to go through Guwahati, and hence the reference gateway of Northeast India. The next state is the state of Jharkhand. Jharkhand's capital is Ranchi. Jharkhand can be literally translated into bushland, that is, Jhar is bush and Khand is land. It is also called the land of forests. Now, it is called the land of forests because 1/4 of Jharkhand's area is under forest cover, and Jharkhand majorly hosts tribal population. Now, a city in Jharkhand, Dhanbad, is referred to as the coal capital of India. This is because a place in Dhanbad, Jharia, is very famous for coal production. That is, it's one of the largest producers of coal in India, and hence the reference, the coal capital of India. Next state is Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh's capital is Raipur. Chhattisgarh is called as the rice bowl of India. This is because Chhattisgarh has these fertile plain lands, which is very good for cultivation of rice. But let me also tell you, historically, Andhra Pradesh is referred to as the rice bowl of India, and Andhra Pradesh is today a third largest producer of rice in India. Let's move on to the next state, that is West Bengal. West Bengal's capital is Kolkata. Kolkata has many names. It is called the City of Joy, City of Palaces, Cultural Capital of India, Gateway of Eastern India, and Heaven of the Aged. Now, why is Kolkata called the City of Joy? This is because once a French writer had mentioned in one of his works that the title of Kolkata as City of Joy, the writer was Dominique Lapierre, and City of Palaces reference comes from the fact that when the Europeans settled in West Bengal, they started making their homes and offices there in these palaces. There were a lot of palaces in Kolkata, so it is referred to as the City of Palaces, and it is the cultural capital of India for obvious reasons that Kolkata has been a boom for a lot of literary, social, artistic forms, and hence the cultural capital of India, the reference cultural capital of India. Now, the cities that we're going to be discussing is Malda, Asansol, Darjeeling, and Durgapur. Now, Malda is called the mango city. This is because the city is famous for a particular kind of mango referred to as the Malda. And the next city that we're going to be discussing is Asansol. Asansol is called the land of black diamond because Asansol is a mineral-rich land, and a lot of coal is found in Asansol, and hence the reference land of black diamond. Then we have the city Darjeeling. Darjeeling is referred to as the Queen of Hills. Let me just tell you, please do not confuse it with Mussoorie. Mussoorie is the Queen of Mountains, and Darjeeling is the Queen of Hills. This is because Darjeeling is very famous for the tea that is cultivated there, and the tea plantation, as you know, is cultivated on hill slopes, and so Darjeeling is full of these hills. So hence the reference, the Queen of Hills. Next city is Durgapur. Durgapur is called as the Rur of India. Rur is a valley that is located in Germany, and it is said that Rur Valley is very mineral rich land, and hence Durgapur in India is mineral rich land, and it kind of resembles Rur, and hence the reference Rur of India. The next state that we're discussing is Odisha. Please remember, it's not Odisha anymore, it's Odisha, and it's not Odia anymore, it's Odia, the language. The capital is Bhubaneswar. Bhubaneswar means God's world, and it is one of the ancient cities of India. It is referred to as the temple city of India. It is about 2000 years old, and there are more than 500 temples located in Odisha. It has a very ancient culture. So that was it. Odisha was the last state in the Eastern Bloc. Now let's move on. It's quiz time. Let me just repeat the rules for you. In a while, the screen will be filled with certain questions. You are requested to pause the video, answer the questions on your own, and then restart the video wherein we will be discussing the answers. So here are your questions. I hope you've done marking with the answers. So let's move ahead and discuss the answers. Which city is called the land of black diamond? Asansol, the mineral-rich land, is called the land of black diamond. Which city is called the city of blood? Tezpur, which can be translated into blood city, is called the city of blood. Which city is called the Scotland of East? We've already discussed the European settlers referred Shillong as the Scotland to Peace. Which city is called the Rud of India? It is Durgapur. Which city is called the Queen of Hills? It is Darjeeling. Please don't confuse it with Mussoorie. So that is all for today. I hope you've enjoyed the lecture and it was helpful for you. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Bookbinders Academy. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye.